Welcome back to my podcast. Today we are talking about 10 tips on saving and budgeting. A lot of people need to really pay attention to this podcast episode. If you're new here, I am the host of this show. My name is Priscilla. Welcome to our family, and to all of my family that has been rocking with me from day one. Let me go ahead and give you a round of applause so that you can feel welcomed on today. All right, now that we got that out of the way, again, I am the host of the show, the one and only Priscilla, and you are tuned in to Unapologetically Priscilla. Today, I am so excited because this is something that can help me, and it definitely can help all of my listeners, especially if you are bad on saving money or budgeting. Times are getting very hard right now. And as you can see, we are in inflation. Everything has gone up from the cost of eggs all the way to gas prices. I don't care what store you go into, you can see a major change in the prices of products that's being sold today. So I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in to the 10 tips on saving and budgeting. We have coming in number one, you need to start by setting a budget. That's the main thing right there. If you don't have a budget, how will you know how much money is coming in and going out of your household? You need to make a list of your monthly expenses and compare it to your monthly income. Now, if your monthly expenses is more than your monthly income, then you have a major problem. You're going to find yourself in a terrible situation where you may have to borrow money from family and friends. All right. Now, by writing down a list of your monthly expenses and doing a comparison to your monthly income, this will help you identify areas where you can cut back on your spending. You got to understand you cannot live above your means. Like the cliche saying goes, you can't live like the Joneses. You have to live like whatever your last name is. Everybody's finances are not the same. All right, number two, you must keep track of your spending. A lot of people, they feel like just because they have extra money, they can spend it how they please, and then they realize later, oops, I spent my light bill money. And that's a major problem. You should use a budgeting app or spreadsheet to track your expenses and income. They do have Excel. Excel is pretty good on, keeping track with the spreadsheet, on keeping track of different things in your life. Like I use Excel for my business. I need to know what's going out and what's coming in. You understand? So by downloading, they got a ton of free budgeting apps that you can download. All you got to do is go to the Play Store if you have an Android, and then you can go to the Apple Store if you have an iPhone or any Apple phone. All right. Now, by downloading the app and using the spreadsheet to track your expenses and income, this will help you to stay on top of your finances and avoid overspending. Number three, avoid unnecessary debt. So many people, I keep saying so many people because I have witnessed all of my friends and family members and even co-workers who do not keep track of their spending, and they always find themselves in unnecessary debt because they go out and get credit cards and cars that have high interest rates. People even go out and finance stuff to help family and friends, and that's the worst thing you can do. I was one of those people. I would put my name in good faith out there for my family and friends, and then end up having to either pay the debt myself or it messes up my credit because they don't make on time payments. All right, so avoid unnecessary debt. Only take out loans or credit cards, excuse me, for things that are essential. Try to pay off any debts as quickly as possible to avoid paying more in interest. The sooner you pay off the debt, the quicker you can get out of those loans or credit cards. Because you know, the longer you have a debt, the more interest you will pay on those loans and credit cards. So the sooner you can pay it off, the sooner you can be debt free. All right, moving on to number 4. You do need to cut back on expenses. You need to look for ways to save money on your regular expenses, such as groceries, utilities, and transportation. Consider buying in bulk. You can go to Costco, BJ's. You got, what's the other place? You got Costco, BJ's, and then there's another one. I cannot think of it. It's been around for a very long time. I'll think of it in just a second. So consider buying in bulk, using energy efficient appliances, and carpooling to save money. With the groceries, a lot of people say, "Well, I don't like Great Value." I understand because I don't like Great Value either. But perhaps if you start, trying some of the Great Value items, you will realize that they taste exactly the same. And if you are a person that knows how to season your food, then it doesn't matter if it's Great Value or if it's Campbell. So, with that being said, try to find out ways to eliminate that high light bill and water bill. Don't let your water just run if you're not using it. Cut off all the lights during the daytime that you're not using. Typically, you don't need lights. Honestly, you don't need lights in the daytime. I mean, there's a lot of solar energy that can come in through your windows if you just open up the curtains. Transportation, try not to, drive unnecessary places. You need to go places where it's absolutely necessary. A lot of people in the smaller towns, they just put gas in the car and just ride around town, just circling the same blocks over and over again. That's a waste of gas. Excuse me. All right, number 5, moving on. You need to set financial goals, especially if you're talking about being married. If you are engaged to get married, you and your spouse, future spouse, need to set financial goals. I can tell you from experience, being married to someone that do not know how to budget and save money can be a detriment to your marriage. That's all I will say to that. You do need to determine what you want to achieve financially in the short term and long term. And not only, like I said, set financial goals if you plan on being married, but you do need to set financial goals as an individual, because if you do meet your husband or your wife, you want to be financially stable. You don't want to take debt into a marriage. All right, now this will help you stay motivated and focused on your financial goals. So be sure to set financial goals and make sure you set goals that are attainable. All right, number 6, create an emergency fund. A lot of people always say, well, I don't have to worry about an emergency fund. I stay in this area and we never have any catastrophic storms to come through and what have you. Well, lately I've seen a lot of tornadoes go through areas that you would not expect. So rainy days may come. And some people don't believe in, rainy days because they feel like that's a lack of faith. But God give us wisdom. He give us knowledge to know that bad things can happen unexpectedly. So um, make sure you create an emergency fund. Set aside some money each month for unexpected expenses, such as car repairs, because cars do tear up. You'll be riding down the road. Next thing you know, your car clunk out And then there's an unexpected car repair and unexpected medical bills. A lot of people don't have insurance that cover unexpected medical bills. All right, this will help you avoid going into debt in case of an emergency. All right, number 7, you need to invest in your future. If you are working, you do need to start saving for retirement as early as possible. You can consider investing in a 401k or IRA account to help secure financial future. Help secure your financial future. They A lot of companies have great 401 plans, like some jobs, like they match whatever you put in. Some jobs automatically take out of your pay money for 401k, and then they match whatever you put in, and it's a certain percentage. It just depends on what job you work at. All right, number 8, avoid impulse buying. That one right there. A lot of people buy out of boredom. A lot of people buy out of trying to fit in with their friends. Friends may call up, hey, you want to go shopping with me? And you don't want your friends to know that you're not capable or able to go because you don't have that much money. All you have is bill money. You'll go ahead and agree to go shopping with your friends, and then that's where the impulse buying comes in. Excuse me, my throat is so dry today. All right, try to avoid buying things on a whim. That's when your friend call and say, or family member, let's go shopping. Make a list of what you need before you go shopping and stick to it. Avoid unnecessary spending. I find myself sometimes I will go in the grocery store with a list of things that I need, and by the end of the shopping trip, there's things in my cart that I should not have in the cart. Now, it could be an oversight of me not realizing what we need at home. So, my recommendation would be go around the house, make a list of things that you are out of: tissue, paper towels, soap, dish detergent, body wash, different things that you need, washing powder. Make that list and stick to it. That way, you won't do impulsive buying. And then, if your friends ask you to go shopping, if you not woman or man enough to tell them, hey, I'm on a budget, just make up an excuse on why you can't go. And then you got to repent for lying. So it's best that you just go ahead and tell the truth that, hey, I'm on a budget right now. And if I go shopping, it will be window shopping because I cannot go past my budget. Or just don't go at all. All right. Now, number 9 is an excellent tip. Cook at home. Eating out can be expensive. Try to cook at home as much as possible to save money on food expenses. Now, let me tell you something. I just told my husband, as expensive as the food is today, I cannot afford to go out to a restaurant, pay all of this money for this food. They are giving out smaller portions, and the food is not coming out cooked fresh and high quality. So they are hiring a lot of people that don't really, let me say what I'm trying to say in the most respectful way. They are hiring a lot of people who don't cook with love. I'm going to say it with that. I'm going to say it that way so people can relate to what I'm saying. They don't cook with love, so the food doesn't come out to the best quality. And they short you on the food because, like I said, we are in an inflation. So they're not giving out an abundance of food like they used to. So now when you get your French fry box, it's halfway full. So my recommendation to save from blowing money: cook at home. At least when you cook at home, you can go back and eat multiple times. When you eat at a restaurant, you only get one meal from that restaurant, and then later on you're still hungry. Okay, enough of that. Now, the last and final tip: review your budget on a regular basis. Make sure to review your budget regularly to ensure you are sticking to it. Adjust your budget as necessary to accommodate changes in your income or expenses. If you make more money, then you can change your budget. But my recommendation is, if you get a raise on the job and you've been living on a budget prior to the raise, I will put the money that I make from the raise in savings. That's just my opinion. I mean, you can do what you choose, but you can adjust the budget as you see fit. So, with that being said, I thank y'all so much. It has been a truly blessing to be on this podcast. It's a blessing to be able to have my own podcast. You know, a lot of people, they have so many things that they want to say, but they too afraid to start a podcast. If I wouldn't have never took the courage to go ahead and start, then I wouldn't be here now. Thank you to all of my listeners. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast episode today on financial advice. I do hope that these tips on saving and budgeting will help you manage your finances better. Tune in next time for more of Unapologetically Priscilla. Have a blessed day.